everyone, good morning. Welcome back to my garden. It is a balmy fall day here in Zone 5B, just outside of Chicago. And today I want to do a November front yard garden tour. I'll be talking about all my front yard items that are still actually looking quite nice, despite the fact that it's mid-November. So let's go along. Okay, so I'm standing in the front of my driveway here, and on the right side here, this is all new flower bed that's just in its second year, and it has put on a lot of size. I have two identical beds here, one here and one here, and let's take a look at one of them. The annuals I have pulled. This is a Proven Winners Firelight Tidbit, and it is just beautiful. This is a lamb's ear. I may pull that. I'm not actually crazy about the shade of blue. So that may come out, but it really just multiplies and multiplies. Here we have some lovely phlox. This is moss phlox. It's from Hill. The color is a bright pink. So that I hope to spread. This is a dianthus right here. Still looking great despite the spent blooms. And here we have, I believe this is a silvergrass or zebra grass variety, but the plumes are just beautiful in the fall when they put on their show. It's quite pretty. So my plan is for these beds to add just more next year. I'm not sure what yet. I want to add some brighter colors, possibly some concrete urns. I think that would be gorgeous. And then moving along here, I did create a new bed last year. So this is now in its second year, just with some evergreen interest, low growing evergreen interest. We've got identical Hugo pines right here, as well as bird's nest spruces. And then a lemon cypress. This will grow around 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, so I can expand the bed as I need. It's doing its typical leaf casting, but in the summertime it is like a bright yellow, which is very pretty. Moving along to this bed here, I focused on the grasses that really perform no matter how hot it is. These are not on drip here. So here we have another silvergrass. Here's a prairie winds switchgrass. So it will grow about 4 feet tall. Really, the plumes here, the seed heads are quite pretty as like a wheat effect. This is a prairie dropseed right here. And these are more grasses. Very pretty as well. So I just kind of created a fun little network of grass. And here's a dwarf fountain grass. It has kind of dried out. I did transplant it in fall, so the leaves, or the blades rather, probably shocked a bit. Behind it, I do have a smoke bush. I know this thing will grow. I probably will trim it back a bit just because I feel like it is not performing as well as it can. It does get hit with full sun here, and I know these grow on old wood, so I may trim back these here, but the color is just beautiful. And here we have two blue stem grasses. This is Fireworks, I believe, Fireworks blue stem grass, and the blades are just gorgeous. You can kind of see up close. They really are shades of red, purple, pink, and blue. And it maintains that nice structure all year round. And here is the big blue stem. Hope you can see that. This thing is a beast. The blades are dark blue, purple in the summer, and it's really quite pretty. Another prairie dropseed right here. And I have not yet cleaned out my summer containers because we were so mild. I just didn't get around to it. So these things are still hanging on. Of course, the potato vines are looking spent, but look at this spike. It's just as hardy as can be, and it's just put on a lot of size. So very impressed with that. This is a Weigela. It did get nipped a bit by the frost, so that It's losing its leaves, which is normal. It's wine and roses weigela, so it does grow on the dark foliage, which I really like, with bright pink blooms in the spring. And here we have two plum trees. One is noticeably larger than the other. We suffered from cicadas this year, the two broods that kind of converged at the same time. Our area was hit pretty hard. This one was nearly decimated by cicadas, and actually what they did, I'm not sure if I can find a branch, but they make little slits to lay their eggs, and they actually the females create slits along the branches here, lay their eggs, and then it compromises the integrity of the branch itself, so the branch snaps anytime there's a wind, which is exactly what happened in July. So this tree lost a lot of size, despite the fact that they were planted at the same time. And this entire bed has put on a lot of size. I can throw a picture on the screen of what this looked like just last year. And right in the middle here, we have what is usually a very beautiful hardy hibiscus. I believe it's like bright pink blooms with dark foliage. Of course, it has been nipped by the frost, but it is put on a lot of size and was looking really good. That will also be cut back. Here we have sedums. These also need to be cut back here, but I believe these are autumn joy. You can see the really pretty purple color. And another identical planter. There's actually really pretty blue pots underneath here. And look at these grasses. These are Miscanthus gigantus, and they are giant. The blades of grass themselves, I would say, reach about 15 feet high. And believe it or not, this grows like this every season. So it is cut down in the spring entirely, all the way to the ground. And the trunk is pretty much like a tree trunk. It is so massive, and it grows to this size every season, and it's quite breathtaking. And the fall show here of these plumes is just gorgeous. You can see here we have had a bit of rain, so it is kind of splitting in the middle. What's interesting about these is that if these touch your skin, they will actually burn the skin. At least they do mine. So I try to just let these things do their thing. They get zero water from me, so they just naturalize like this, and they're quite beautiful. They provide such a beautiful vertical element here along our fence line. And here are more Chinese silver grasses. This looks to be possibly like a fountain or a zebra grass, but I just love the structure. It is very just like a waterfall almost, it flows. Here's a Carl Forster grass and another grass as well. Beautiful fall show. Here we still have our summer containers going. I did not switch these out. I just didn't get around to it, but the purple fountain grass is hanging on, and the containers are beautiful to look at as well. Moving here to the main bed, up front, I have the vanilla strawberry hydrangea that grows just massive panicles. You can see how huge this is, and it has a bright pink bloom. This does flop on me, and I know that I have to trim it in a way that these stems don't bend. I have not yet figured out how to do that. This is in its second year, so it is putting on some size, but I'm going to research that a bit more because I would like there to be some vertical interest here. Here we have irises that I transplanted and have multiplied very nicely. They bloom a purple. So dwarf fountain grasses, also very pretty. The plumes just add such a beautiful fall vibe. And here is a variegated weigela. I also recently did a video on this one. This is just gorgeous. Look at those branches that just go shooting upward. And this is the behavior of this shrub. It will send these arch-like branches up with these beautiful variegated leaves. And it's just quite stunning. Another blue stem grass tucked in here. These are native to our area. They are prairie grasses. So that's wonderful that it's a native plant. And right up front here, I have a hedge of Bobo hydrangeas, Proven Winners Bobo hydrangeas. Blooms are very much spent. They have been nipped by the frost. They've aged and browned, but they do offer a really pretty texture and structure to the main bed. Here we have stonecrop. Up here it is blooms bright pink, you can see right there. And it just adds a nice deep foliage color and some interest to this bed as it peeks out behind the fountain grass. More fountain grasses here. This stonecrop has done exceptionally well, and I just love the layering between the white and pink bobos, the purple, the fountain grass, and then this iris foliage right here. In the middle, I have I believe it's a moon Japanese maple. The full name is escaping me, but it is nipped by the frost. Of course, the leaves are crisping. I am not sure entirely on this location. I think this might be getting a touch too much sun, and this might need to be moved. Of course, I cannot leave this ceramic container out in the winter. I love this container. I do not want it to crack, so I will likely be either bringing this inside, overwintering it in the shed. I'm not entirely sure yet. But we've been so mild here, I feel like I'm not stressing about it too much. And this spirea turns just a bright neon yellow green. I want to say it is candy corn. It blooms a bright pink here. These blooms are, of course, faded, but I believe it's reached its mature size now. This is now in its third season. And these irises here have multiplied and naturalized really nicely. They bloom a bright purple. And here we have another Mugo pine. Just a little accent tucked in there. Running the fountain in mid-November, because why not? It's about 55 degrees today. And here we have a weeping Norway spruce. This is just such a sweet little ornamental evergreen that I've tucked into the area, and I really love it. It offers a beautiful evergreen interest to this front walkway as I walk up my steps here. And I want a cozy, warm feeling, kind of tucked in like a cabin in the woods sort of vibe. And this really does that. It's just put on a lot of growth. I do stake it each year because I want it to continue to grow upright and not weep and fall over, which is what it naturally wants to do. The structure is just beautiful. I still have all my fall containers out. I did bring them in the last few nights, but they are just going for it. They are looking fantastic. These dahlias here have put on so much size and growth. And look at those blooms. Just beautiful. And there's more buds. It's just loaded. So I'm going to keep going with it. This container here, we've got I want to say a lemon cypress right in back. And then a coleus from Proven Winners. It's like a dappled eggshell. And this geraniums here, that's also going for it. We also have an Asiatic lily, which is a perennial. I can plant this outside. I may try to bring it indoors to try to get it to bloom over winter, which it can do that. So just a beautiful container. And up here, another container, Proven Winners coleus right here. Gorgeous variety. I also just did a video on this on how to propagate these and bring these over winter. And here's an asparagus fern, very pretty. It's put on a ton of size. And this one here, I want to say this is Dicandra Falls. So it has a really beautiful silver effect. And I just love the combination of those colors. Another container right here. The leaves here are just beautiful. This can also come in as a houseplant. The name is also escaping me. I will try to find it and throw it up on the screen. But it's put on a ton of size. The structure is beautiful and the color is so vibrant. This bed here is very much a work in progress. I have these caramel corn heucheras right here. They've put on a ton of size. They are looking great. They really have a beautiful orange, purple, red, green vibe to them. Here I have more grass tucked in here. Some more heucheras. This is, I believe, a monster purple variety. Here I have a Firelight Tidbit hydrangea that I transplanted. It was broken, actually, accidentally. And I kind of nursed it back to life. And I want to see if it puts on some new growth next season and fills in a bit more. Here we have some hostas that are looking a little tired. I do need to cut those back. But these ones over here are looking actually quite pretty. These are a variety. These do very well in our area. They get pretty massive. And I just love the way the leaves are different colors. We have a Japanese grass right here, also very pretty. And it pairs so nicely with the Japanese maple. This is a Takisumu weeping Japanese maple, and it has that laced leaf effect and will grow in a weeping arching form. More Japanese grass right here and hostas, and then also another blue stem grass tucked in right here. And I just love the way those plumes are so graceful and really underplant this gorgeous Japanese maple. This is a bloodgood variety that is a single trunk, or it's an Acer bloodgood if I'm not mistaken. So it is kind of like the cousin to the more traditional multi-trunk Japanese maple, and these are very pretty. This also was damaged pretty badly by our cicadas, even though I had nets thrown around them. In fact, I can show you where those slits were made. You can see that. Those are actual slits made by the females laying their eggs. And again, the branches will snap. If the wind gets to it, it will just break in half. And that's exactly what happened here. Pretty devastating, but there were so many. There were thousands and thousands everywhere. Nothing we could really do to stop that. Along here, I have my oak leaf hydrangeas, a hedge of them from Proven Winners. Those are the Gatsby Moon varieties. I did a video on those. I think that was my first video, and these are just glorious. Those will get actually 6 to 8 feet tall and wide, so they will fill in this space really beautifully. And my plan for this area right here, this is actually my neighbor's property right here. I just built out this garden bed. I would like to tuck kind of another vertical spruce right here, some more evergreen interest along the border of the property, just to make it, again, that cozy vibe. That is really pretty. And of course, I have the borrowed view of this gorgeous red twig dogwood from my neighbor. It is just loving its life, and every year in the winter, I look at it from my kitchen window, and it's just very pretty with the red twigs. And this is the new bed that I planted. I also did a video on this one not too long ago. Here we have Blue Star Amsonia. This will grow 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, so fill out this space really nicely in that chartreuse yellow. We have the White Diamonds Proven Winners hydrangea. This grows on new wood, so I will go ahead and trim this back by about 1/3 come spring. We have a barberry bush. I believe this is the Concord barberry bush. It will get just about 2 feet tall and wide. Really nice accent shrub. And baby blue eyes right here, looking glorious, bright blue. I do need to establish that leader, straighten that out. And here are the hydrangea serratas. I also did a video on this one. Looking gorgeous. Love their structure and color. Here is a bloom. That bright pink will look beautiful. And another blue stem grass that's also very pretty. That is the November front yard garden tour. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along. It was a cozy fall day, and I hope you get a chance to get out into your garden today, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. That is the November front yard garden tour. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along. It was a cozy fall day, and I hope you get a chance to get out into your garden today, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.